Hello, how are you? My name is Frank Garcia. You've probably been receiving emails from me regarding Frank's Challenge. Well, I want to tell you a little bit about Frank's Challenge, what it's all about, and who is Frank. I was born and raised in the United States in 2004. I worked with State Farm Insurance until 2004. After that, for odd reasons, I had to move. Well, I decided to move to Mexico and start a new life. And it was hard, it was challenging, but it's been very enriching into my life because we've been transforming the lives of many, many, many kids, many teenagers, parents, teachers, and also public servants. And I want to tell you a little bit of what we've done so far up to date. In 2005, we started with Frank's Challenge when we started going to schools, motivating students to stay in school, stay away from drugs, from alcohol, uh, and also learn to conquer actually face their challenge, face their fears, and conquer their dreams. Unfortunately, in 2005, we met this young boy that wanted to become a drug dealer for three reasons: excuse me, power, money, and women. 4 months later, we found out that Juanito, that was his name, had been killed. Unfortunately, Juanito did not meet the criteria of becoming a drug dealer. What was the reason? He had suffered bullying. Nobody liked him, rejection from people, from girls, and he was living in depression and wanted to kill himself. And I think he found the easy way out was finding living in dangerous situations where one day he could face death, and unfortunately he found it. And since then, we decided to continue with this approach and taking Frank's Challenge to schools of all genders. I mean, junior high, high school, universities, even public servants. We've been doing this, and also businesses, to employees and employers. And because we have detected up to date more than 600,000 people have heard my testimony where I share rejection, being bullied. Also, I was I've suffered depression, and not only that, but I also had a suicidal mentality. I wanted to kill myself. Every day I woke up, hoping to die, hoping to kill myself. So now, through Friends Challenge, we've been able to detect people with that problem. And thank God for the things that I went through. Back then, I didn't understand it. It's been a blessing to all these people because now they have a way and they have someone to talk to, and they understands how they feel. Friends Challenge, it's one of the first things that we started. The second thing that we started in 2008 was Realizing Dreams with NASA, where we were able to make a partnership with NASA Education Distance Learning Network, and they would share all their knowledge, all their curriculum, so I could share this idea of NASA, space, astronauts with kids from kinder all the way to high school. So these kids could stay in school, and if they stayed in school, they would be able to conquer their dreams. That if they shoot for the stars and they fail, the farthest they will get will be to the moon. That's what Les Brown says, and it's true. So all this Realizing Dreams with NASA has helped more than 50,000 students understand that as long as they stay in school and have discipline in school, they will be able to conquer any dream that they want. So Frank's Realizing Dreams still continues. Frank's Challenge still continues, and we keep on adding kids. But now also in 2008, we started with One Toy, One Dream, where we started a toy run to help kids that live in very poor situations or in difficult situations that, their dream was to have a toy during Christmas. So with students from the University of Canyon in Texas, we started gathering toys, brand new toys, not a dollar toy, $2 toy, but $5, $10 toys, up to $40 toys. We had donations, and we would give a toy to a kid during Christmas. We were able to visit 11 state penitentiaries in the state of Chihuahua, where we would be taking a toy to the inmates' children that they were suffering, not only the separation of their parents, but also a sad Christmas. And we wanted to change their lives in one way or another. We wanted to make sure they understand there's someone thinking about you. And we wanted to give them a toy, change their habits, change how society sees those kids, because they lose identity. They're now the kid of the drug dealer, they're the kid of the gangster, and they're no longer John, they're no longer Jackie. And we wanted to make sure that, they understand that a gift is full of love or respect, of forgiveness, compassion, and a lot of dreams. So up to date, One Toy, One Dream has collected 150,000 toys that we have been giving out to all these kids in Mexico without any money, but just the generous donation of people that believes in a project. We've been able to help children in very mediocre situations. Now, not mediocre, but poor situations. Also in 2011, I had the honor to be part of the World Record Guinness by having the largest class of astronomy. Why? It's not the record Guinness. It was basically the objective of gathering people in one place with one purpose of seeing the skies, the creation of God, the sky, the moon, the stars, but in one of the most violent cities in the world at that time, which was Juarez, Mexico. Back then in 2011, people were in the house at 7 o'clock at night. They were scared to come out. And we took that challenge and found out that people were angry, they were hungry of special events where they can actually join, where they can enjoy family, free of drugs, free of alcohol, free of violence. And in 2011, October 2011, we were able to conquer that record Guinness by having more than 4,000 people, all with telescopes. No injuries, no damages, no nothing. It was a very, very familiar event where all these people had the opportunity to see that, those dark moments soon will be over. And now, thank God for that, because people were able to face that fear that was basically having us inside the house for many years. Remember, Juarez was once considered the most violent city in the world. 2011 was one of them. Also, after that, in 2012, I started a science camp with dad and mom in the state prisons, where the kids will go to the state prison, visit their father, but to take science class, where they had to do some science projects. Every class, dad had to do his part in prison, and the kid had to do his part at house. In the next following class, which was every week, they would get together, basically build their project, present the project to engineers in NASA, make them feel important. What we did, what was the purpose? We wanted to make sure that these people that had lost time, family time, they will regain that family time, spend time with their kids, recuperate that time that they have lost with their kids. So now these kids were actually having quality time with their dad or their mom, whichever the case was. And now that was being part of the education, and dad and son was being part of his dad's or mom's life. And this changed a lot and transformed very many lives. And not only that, but Argentina also liked the project, and they took it over there. And thank God for this, because we were able to accomplish many goals. We were able to change very many lives. Many of those kids whose parents were in jail are now engineers, they're lawyers, they're doctors, and thank God for that because they follow their dreams, they conquer they conquer their fears. So, uh, camp science with that was very, very productive and transformed. Also, in 2018, I had gathered basically all native Mexicans, let's say tribes around the state of Chihuahua, and they do a lot of arts and crafts, and they're very, very poorly paid. And so now I took them to this mall for 10 days. They didn't have to pay for hotel, transportation, or food. We had enough to give them all those three things for the 10 days that they were there. More than 200 uh, people were there from 4 different tribes doing their arts and their crafts and selling them at a very good price. So all the money they got at that point on the sales were taken to that intact to their house, to their family, to support them. So it was a very big blessing for them as well as for us. So that's what some part of what we do. Also, I had, I've received several recognitions from NASA for promoting STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in Mexico for kids, with a objective that follow their dreams, follow everything that you want. Also, I had a program that is called Free of Prison, where teenagers from junior high and high school were taken to the state prisons, and they were actually meeting the most violent people that were in jail, and they were hearing their testimony of horror, terror, betrayal, envy, and what got them there. And they were telling the story of how they need to change their lives. They needed to follow their dreams, stay in school, respect their parents, stay away from drugs, alcohol, so they can change because it was not a nice choice that they made. So they were actually inviting them not to make the same choices they made. That was free of prison. Also, we had several recognitions from Rotary clubs, from the U.S. ambassador in Mexico at that time, and it's also from a Congress person from New Mexico that traveled to Mexico to meet me and thank me for what we were doing, which was basically promoting dreams, transformation, education, away from drugs, violence. Everything is focused on that, from death as well. So if one day they decide to travel into the United States, they don't do it illegally, but legally, with something that they can actually provide the United States, such as their knowledge, and not just cross the bridge, cross the river without any respect whatsoever. So, thank God for that. Also, the last thing that I'm working on right now, in Spanish it's already completed, but in English I'm working on it. It's my book, which is called Born with a Dream. I, I portray I wrote down, I'm writing down the story of my life, how I lived through bullying, I dreamed through depression, rejection, suicidals, and how it feels. Autism. I'm an Asperger victim. So how all these things have pushed me to do all these other things to transform lives of others. So basically, this is what we've done. This is what we have accomplished. This is Frank. This is Frank's challenge. I wanted you to meet me in person and just not in paper. I wanted you to meet me in person because we need you. Since 2020, when this pandemic started, schools started closing, businesses started, and only God knows how we have been able to survive. There's times we don't have any groceries, to be honest with you. We lost our only transportation that we had. We lost it. We couldn't pay for it anymore. We need your help. Because there's a lot of other people that need our help. And I need to finish the book so I can print it and give it away to those kids. If you sponsor us, we need 10 sponsors that say, Frank, here's $500, here's $100, here's $1,000. I don't know what God gives you. I promise you that if you're an owner, it will be a privilege to have your logo on our book. I want to give something back for what you do for us nowadays. Don't do it for us. Do it for those people that are contacting us day by day, asking for help because they want to kill themselves or because they're in depression, they don't know what to do. So if you know someone, please tell them to help us. To tell them if you have someone that can help us, we need your help. I need your help. I need your blessing. If you're willing to help us, I'll give you an email, which is frank.garcia.jr@life.com. Or you can give me a call. It's an international number, which is 52-56-1127-8937. And I'll give you details, how you can contribute, how you can donate, how can you be part of it. And also if you know someone that needs our help, please tell them to write to us. We'll be more than happy to help them at no cost. None of this costs people. We do it because we receive by grace. So we give by grace what we have received from God. So at this moment, I'm sorry, but I need your help. I thank you very much for your time, and God bless you.